Eliza.
Angelica, Eliza, I'm Peggy.
Okay. Hi, it's Tracy and Fizz. We're about to talk to Blaine Alden Krauss.
Yes.
Who plays Hamilton in the Denver production of Hamilton.
The national production. All of it.
Tell me before he gets on, because I don't if this is the wrong move, I need you to tell me now before he gets on. I've got a $10 bill with Hamilton on it. Is that weird? To be like, this is you.
Oh my God.
No, I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna go like this.
Did you know we were on the $10 bill?
The $10.
Okay, I won't do it. I won't embarrass you, Tracy.
Okay, I love that. I was just reading the comments that we were getting to. I know this interview with Blaine Alden Krauss, again, who plays Hamilton, is about to be the most prepared we've ever been for an interview, but the least prepared, because we know everything about Hamilton and we're giant fans. Neither one of us will be checks and balances on this.
Completely prepared, and I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Yes, we have given our producer a shot caller, and that's going to be fun too, because it will probably be used. Now, when we showed up last night to DCP, Denver Center of Performing Arts, we saw the woman who sets up media interviews,
Heidi.
And we saw Heidi, and she is like, "Did you see who you have for the interview tomorrow?" And we're like, "Yes, yeah, we have Hamilton." Like, this isn't. It's so funny because, and I mean this with, like, we do interviews, and Jason Aldean could walk into this room and we would be cool about it. Like, we'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Jace? We've seen him a few times." We say that they're very normal people.
Pretend
and
like
really
you've been in the room before. We're pretty good at that.
Not today.
Not today.
Nope. We are fanning it out.
So last night we went to Hamilton, and it was a late start. And I have words with Blaine about how late it started.
Oh, well, what's he gonna do? They're doing 2 performances a day.
Well, I know, but he can control that it starts so late.
He's gonna diva out and be like, listen, I needed to go.
I guarantee he wasn't up at 5 o'clock this morning.
Oh my God. It was worth all of it. Now, you saw it, Big Mike, you saw it for the very first time. We've been talking to you about how this show is something that, like, a lot of people saw for the first time on Disney Plus when it was released over the pandemic, because you really couldn't get tickets to it before. And you were amazed. So you went in kind of blind to the whole thing.
Oh, I mean, look, I've always seen it, and I understood that it was a big show. But first time seeing it. I mean, I got to hear you guys sing it for like a week, like you guys going in on it, but like rightfully so, because it is so good. I mean, from the very first 5 seconds, it just jumps right in.
Yeah,
and it's got like a little hip hop to it. It's got a little R&B. It's got a little this. Yeah, it's so good, and the story is so good, and it's history. It's American history.
It's fun fact, a true story.
And it's the only way I want to learn history from now on.
How many times in Can't Be Tracy, when you've asked something, I was like, I learned that in Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah. $10 bill.
Aaron
10th
Burr,
president.
What was
was he the 10th president? Did I just make that up?
Hamilton?
Yeah.
He was not.
He was not president.
No,
because he got shot.
That he was a founding father.
Oh, I didn't want to give it away.
Well, we do know how it ends.
Not giving away my shot, and then he gets shot. It's the irony of it all.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. It is brilliant.
We're stalling. Is it coming, you guys? It's going to be here?
Well, like you said, it was a late show.
Yeah.
It was a late show.
What if he doesn't? Like, we're literally waiting for him.
What if this gets pushed to Monday? I'll have the worst weekend.
I don't.
Then I'll get in my head, and Monday's interview questions will be awful.
Well, first of all, I will say, after getting home at midnight last night and then doing the show this morning and then getting ready for this, wearing lip gloss. So come on. I wouldn't just do that for you guys. What a waste of gloss.
You combed your hair today.
Yeah, absolutely not. As we head into this weekend, though, there was a few tickets left for some of the shows. We were talking to a coworker this morning, and she's taking her daughter, and that's going to be their first time seeing it too. What was your favorite song on stage last night that they performed?
Honestly, and I will tell you, because you've got all the standards. You got Not Giving Away My Shot. You've got the Eliza song, and they all come back within the production. It's 3 hours, and you hear those songs a little bit, and Alexander Hamilton is great. Last night, because of who played Washington, and I don't have his name, that song, his big song, George Washington's song, when he says goodbye, I had chills. Last night, that was my favorite song.
That song, I don't even remember.
Me neither.
And I've seen it live twice.
Yeah.
And Disney Plus a million times because we talked about that is 100% the reason AJ is in performing arts. It was Hamilton. I can point directly to that show. That show when he was 9, like changed his whole life. Okay,
trajectory.
He's here.
He's on.
We just got the notification that he's ready. All right, let's bring him in. Alex,
there he is.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Sorry, we had some tech issues. I promise I wasn't standing you up.
That's all right. We just spent 4 minutes fangirling all over you.
No, we spent 4 hours.
Oh man, rewind, replay the tape.
God. Okay, before I will promise you, you have 2 huge fans of Hamilton here.
Yep.
And
now you.
And now you're here. So we're not going to be performing well for you because we're so excited to see you.
But you're performing.
Just,
yeah,
I mean, we're going to do this interview.
We've been up since 5. What time do you get up?
We saw your show last night. We saw it last night.
We were there last night.
I had 2 shows yesterday. So put it that way.
True.
And a show the night before.
Do you have another one today and tonight or just one today?
Yeah, we have one later. One tonight. It's our first day off, just during the day.
Oh, good. Enjoy some Denver time. Now Fizz and I they'll bring us down to, to screen some of the Broadway shows. So we've seen Hamilton before, without a doubt. At the end of the show last night, on the show this morning, you are, including the Disney Plus that was released, you are my favorite version of Hamilton.
Yeah, you killed it, dude.
Like ever. You are amazing at that role.
Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. Don't tell Lynn that. Do not CC him.
I'm telling him. I don't know if I can handle it. Oh,
all right, keep it in your pants. Hey, I've got a question for you, Blaine. So last night we were at the performance. To us, it was flawless. You guys killed it. Last night, were there any weird, funny mistakes that we don't see that maybe you guys during the production, you ran up to King George, you missed your mark, dude. You didn't see any of that. Does that happen a lot? Or are you guys just so professional? Did anything happen last night that we missed?
Yeah, every time King George comes off the stage, I'd say to him, you'll get it one day. One day when you're doing your 2 songs out of the 52. One day this audience is really gonna pity you.
They are good. Yeah,
Isn't he amazing though? Our Paul Lassard is our king. No, all the time. Honestly, I would be, I'd love to keep the rouge up for everyone and stuff. But people who see the show and you see how raw and intense and full out and committed, everyone is on stage, backstage, front of house. Totally. We always refer to Hamilton like this train that once it goes, and it doesn't stop. And sometimes, you're at the bathroom too long or you're looking out the window too long and you miss things and you just keep it going. But for sure, there's always little things, always little line flubs. When we come to a new city, those first couple shows always take us, a little bit of time to get settled, get used to the sound, get used to the theater. Touring a show like this is difficult across the country because, we have to adjust and adapt to every theater, every space, and it takes a little zhuzhing. But you saw a near perfect show though. Pretty near.
Sure. And
yes, it would be perfect to us.
And there's one scene where is it Eliza that has to light with real fire?
Yeah.
Are you guys on the edge of your seats like we are? Oh my God, just let it light. Let it light.
No, but I'm sure the Elizas are. I'm sure they're if this thing doesn't, they've got backup BC plans. But the other thing too is the show is very, I don't want to say well oiled so that you think that, it's something that we do mindlessly every day for you, but it's very well oiled and you see how intricate everything is. So all the pieces are in the right place and, we press go and we go for the ride and we hope everyone enjoys it.
We did.
How do you even the show itself has more words on stage than any other show in history?
Fact.
That is a fact. Now the script is a lot bigger than any other thing. And you go on, you played Aaron Burr at some point. So you've learned the two main parts of this show. Did you play Aaron Burr first and then they called you back and said, we want you to be Hamilton now?
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I joined the show a couple months before the pandemic, Pandemi Lovato. And I joined them as a standby. So I was an offstage company member who covered three of the principals, Hamilton, Aaron Burr, and King George. And so I did that for about a year. And that means going on when they're on vacations, when they call out of work, they're sick, personal days, things happen. And then I got to do Burr for a little bit. I got to do him after that stint. And that was really cool and difficult because, Burr has like all the best songs and the crowd is like, he does like everyone's waiting for it and they can't wait to hear Room. And so I feel for Burrs because, you wake up in the morning, you're like, okay, let's see what's going to happen here. Vocally, and getting to play Hamilton and having played Burr, I think I'm, afforded a really unique opportunity into the story. I think it's a non-traditional story in the sense that there is no one true villain and one true hero. I think you see hero and villain qualities in Aaron Burr and Hamilton, right? So getting to play both of them, it was and is really cool to know really personally what those two men really, really want on an intimate level. And to know that you're also the thing blocking the other guy from getting it. So I get to poke them in ways that maybe other actors don't because I've played them. You know what I mean? I feel like I know where your soft spot is, but I know where to get you because I know how hungry you are in these 3 hours.
Let me ask
then they called me to play Hamilton and we've been doing that. I
was going to say, let me ask you this. Did you have to learn all of those nuances or did you get like a sit down with Lin-Manuel and like wish. he was able to give you some of his insight?
I haven't met him. This is our call out. This is our Lynn, come see your dear old Blaine on the Philip tour. So he's so busy. He's so successful.
Like on opening nights of the
he does pop up. In all fairness, he sees the shows frequently and visits all the time. And our tour was in Chicago for a sit down earlier this year, and he was there. I just so happened to join after. And actually, in the 4 years, I just haven't met him. But I don't know if you noticed, but the man is, he's
busy. He's got things.
Wait, man is
not. Stop. The man is not. Stop. There.
It took me a second.
I got one in. I knew I would.
What's your favorite?
It's too early for a drinking game. So those shots.
It's Friday.
When Tracy hits it.
What's your favorite song to sing?
Oh, I really enjoy.
Currently,
I definitely enjoy My Shot. It's like just so.
It's the one.
It's the one. It's so fun to physically do, and it's exciting to say those words, and it's just also really so deep and quick. It's I'll give you a little musical theater nerdism. Very early on in theater pieces, you hear the main character do what they call their I want song. Very early, you've got to hear the character sing or tell you what they want. Why are we here for 3 hours? What is the whole point, right? And usually it happens like second or third song in a show. And that's when it's like, okay, this train's about to go off. So it's really awesome to do Hamilton's I Want song because it's so layered and intricate. And it starts off with him so nervous and young and knowing he's swaggy, but trying to not let that, overcome him and his confidence. And it gets to him getting really political and breaking down, what is happening in politics at that day and what's wrong. And you see a little bit of his hypersexuality and you see his ability to gather friends and lead people. And then you switch and you get really deep and you learn, he's always thinking about death and you learn about his family and you learn about the things that keep him up at night. And then he goes on the box and has his Martin Luther King Obama moment, and for me, it's a thrilling ride to like ride all that. And you don't really get that kind of depth in a lot of pieces. So
we were talking about that song this morning because in one of the earlier interviews we saw with Loving This Show So Much, Lin-Manuel Miranda said, I always knew if we nailed that song, how the night was going to go.
Absolutely. Oh, that's fair. That's so fair. That's so fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah. Because you cover so much in it too. You cover the ride, the emotional ride that the show's going to have. It's funny. It's exciting. It's thrilling. It's really, really fast. And then all of a sudden the car goes, and then it gets really serious. And you're like, oh, okay. Okay, this is about real stuff. So yeah, that's fair. And also with this show, I'm learning too, especially on tour, you know, you try not to judge where the audience is. You know, it can get really easy to get addicted to the funny parts, the parts that you know are going to land. Like you said, it's on Disney Plus, so I know I'm walking into the lion's den every time I do the show,
right?
Because everyone knows it. Yeah, you know, they know it. So in your mind, you're like, okay, well, they didn't laugh at the one part. Oh, they're not. You know what I mean? But you go to some cities, like we were in Salt Lake, and I think Denver's a little bit like this the past couple nights. It's still early, but then some cities you realize, like, oh, they're listening. They're really into it. It's not that they're not. You know, they're really, really into it, which actually gets me excited, because then I know the second act, when things really drop in, when it gets really serious, when the themes get really, really adult, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a crowd that's a little more astute, so they're really going to enjoy, you know, where we land.
Did I notice? And we talked a little bit. Did you guys throw in a little extra curse words and some F-bombs from the original? Is there any diversion from the original when it comes to like?
Not too many. No, I don't think there's any extra.
An extra F-bomb.
I think that was you when the person next to you went talking.
Oh God, I know.
Not too much.
Words.
That's funny. Yeah, there's not. Yeah, that happened. It's turning into. I'm convinced. It's been out 10 years. Will be the anniversary.
Wow.
I think another 5 to 10 years, Hamilton's going to look like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my God, buddy.
Call and response, toilet paper thrown everywhere.
Yes.
Everyone singing.
Absolutely.
I made a promise last night, and I'm going to take a slight selfish moment, but I'm not going to go as much as you think I will.
Your name is above the title, Tracy. You could take.
I'm taking my moment.
Take your moment. You're above title.
When this came out on Disney Plus, my son was 9 and never really found his spot. He has 2 older brothers that were into sports. Loves this play so much. He tried out for his first play. He is now in Denver Center Performing Arts School. He is a theater kid. A musical. He's going to be on Broadway.
We got one.
Yeah, he's coming to Broadway in February, and he's all excited and nervous. It's going to be the tiniest moment on stage for him, but it's the beginning of his journey.
What? What's he doing?
Anastasia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he loves this so much. This whole show changed his life literally and put him on the path he was on. He asked me last night if I would ask you your advice for auditioning and what your audition was like.
Oh, okay. Let's start with what my audition was like. So my audition for the standby, I auditioned. I had to do 5 Burr songs, 5 Hamilton songs, and 1 King George song, right? Because I was a standby. That is a lot of material.
That is a audition.
Lot. And to do Hamilton, because it's so quick. And I'm embarrassed to say that when the show first came out, all the hype about it, New York City, couldn't get a ticket. All you heard was the album. I saw it in the lottery, front row, saw Lynn. He could spit on me and was just like jaw dropped, and also confused by what I'd seen because it happened so fast. But I was like also crying. I was like, okay, what just happened to me? And I had an audition then, actually back in 2015, when one of the first male ensembles members left the show. Didn't get it. They told me I was a little young at the time. And then I just put it in the back. I didn't really keep up obsessing with it in the way that maybe I normally would have if I thought, okay, maybe I'm going to book this like kind of soon. And so when the audition came for me to do the standby role, everyone knew the material. Like my roommate could say the whole album like back his hand, and I could not, which is ridiculous. Like, and I think I had 4 days to prepare for the audition. Yeah. So when you do, the angry cry, you're not sad, but you're pissed.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I'm sitting during this material, during the raps, fumbling, messing up. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, how can I not get this? This is part of my culture. This is musical, But I eventually got it. and made it through the auditions and even messed up in the auditions, but they understand, they know it's going to take a lot
Yeah.
of time
Yeah.
and rehearsals to get it together. And so, and just like anything, it becomes muscle memory. So, it gets in you. And as far as what advice I have for your son, whose name is
AJ.
Okay, we can say his name, AJ.
AJ.
AJ, congratulations. The thing about auditions, I would say two things. Is the first thing is treat it like it's the opening night of whatever you're going in for, right? Treat it like you got the job, you are the character, and you get 5, 10, 15 minutes to do the role. Not beg for the role, not show them what you've done and wonder if they like it, if it's good enough, but go in there and be like, this is what I've been working on. I've been playing Hamilton. This is my opening night. There's only 2 people here, but I'm going to let you have it. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for your complete, full, unfiltered, without anyone else's opinion, take on the part and how you would do it and own it. And then when they see that, they go, oh, wow, okay. I love that. Okay, let me see if we can do this. All right, go back to the second scene. Try it this way. You did try it that, and then you start to play. But you need to have like a form of clay there, something that they can see and work with that's a little bit fully formed. Auditions are difficult because, you don't have the job. So you're going in wanting the job. You're going in nervous about if they're going to like what you did. And it puts you at a disadvantage because it seems like they have to do more work to get you where you need to be versus you showing in and owning who you are. And that takes a lot of time. That just takes repetition. That just takes getting into the room, being comfortable. You know what I mean? You're not probably going to feel that type of energy the first time. And then the second thing I would say is to enjoy auditioning. If you're an actor, if you're a performer, our hustle is auditioning, not the gig. The gig is this like cherry reward that comes, more infrequently than you would want. But you're an artist every day. You're an artist every time you have an audition. You're a performer every moment you get a script, So George C. Wolfe, who's a very famous director, he's directing the revival of Gypsy that's coming to Broadway with Audra McDonald, really big deal. And he's retiring, and he has a very famous quote where he says, never wait for someone to give you permission to practice your art. And that's what auditions are. That's what that whole process is before you do the gig. Once you get the gig, the fun's kind of over. Then you're in the job. Then you're in a 9 to 5. You're 9 to 5. It's a blast,
Right.
It's a different thing,
You said something even before you got into the 2 things you'd recommend that really stood out to me, because you, in your story, you're like, and I got in there, I did the audition, I messed up, but they know that. A mess up at his age and anyone's age becoming an actor.
It's over. It's over.
Biggest.
Yeah, it's over.
And there's not a day, you just said early in the interview, not a performance you do where there's not a little one, not a show we ever do where there's not a little one. You just
Isn't it so funny too, even looping back to like themes of Hamilton, I think one of the major themes is to really highlight the flaws and the imperfectness of these guys who founded the country. And unfortunately, I'm not talking about the glaring, obvious flaws that you think about founding fathers and you think about America and you think about those kinds of things, slavery and all that kind of stuff. But the more those flaws are just equally important, but the deeper, more specific ones that you don't know, right? The infidelity, their dreams, their wants, you know what I mean? The daily trip ups that they had to get where they're going. And the show is about being imperfect. That's why there is no true hero and villain, right? The show is about, we have everyone on this planet, on this earth, wants to do good, make good, and leave good. How we end up on what happens on that path and trying to do that, differs for every person and creates the world we live in.
That guy, God.
But in his mind, he's like, I was an orphan. Here I am in this duel at last second. I'm not going to make my daughter have a father's father again. You know what I mean? In his mind, I'm going to do what's right. In Hamilton's mind, it's not right he should have killed Burr. He should have killed him, but in his mind, it's like, how could I be alive when I told everyone else to do X, Y, and Z? Look what happened to them,
Yeah. Well, dude, you're here in Denver for like a month.
Yes.
We could go on forever.
I know.
And we could, because it's just really.
I love
really,
that you
like,
would want to go on forever with us. Most people can't wait to get out of our interview.
I love to talk. Oh my, I'm a talker, babe. I'm Sagittarius here, babe. Fire energy.
Me too.
Gab. Yes.
Yep.
I'm a Cancer, so I'll just start crying and like.
Hey.
Crying. Oh my God.
I'm a rising Cancer. My mom's a Cancer. We feel deep. We feel
so deep, don't we?
Yeah.
Dude,
you guys are so fun.
I know.
Oh
Thank you so much for bringing this to town and for doing what you do. And Washington and Burr and everybody in your cast, phenomenal. Kill it the next month at the DCPA.
Thank you. Come see us, y'all.
For sure. Have a great day.
Good to
Enjoy
meet you, Blaine.
Denver.
Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.
So fun.
Oh,
wait, we're
still.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So anyway, Blaine. So
am I still here?
We did not stick the landing. Damn it.
So I'll see my way out. Gotcha. Okay, I'll close.